Alright, hello. Welcome back. I had a little bit of technical difficulty with the stream, so I had to restart it. Let's see if it works now. So, this is where I last left off. I have to lower the airboat down here. And, fight this one. Oh, I gotta adjust my audio really fast. One sec. There we go. Okay, let's see which way I have to go. Oh shit. Oh shit. Where the fuck do I go? Yes. Exhilarating. Oh, our first bit of Gaben gospel in a while. Let us listen.
Displacements 1. After Half-Life 1 shipped, our level designers and artists wanted a better solution for outdoor environments, so we built the first version of our terrain system. It was based on subdivided quads. To visualize this, imagine a flat square divided into a grid, where each point on the grid can be moved up or down. Level designers could lay out multiple squares and then use a paintbrush tool to shape hills and valleys by adjusting the grid points. For rendering, we used a special blended texture, which combined two different textures. Each grid point specified how much of each texture to use, allowing smooth transitions between surfaces like sand, grass, dirt, and gravel. This type of terrain system wasn't unusual in game engines at the time, and we naively thought it would be enough for our game designers.
Oh, wait a minute. I remember there's a washing machine up here. God, I feel so stupid. Oh, wait a minute. I was supposed to let this stay up before I took all this shit and threw it in there so I could climb up there. Right? Let's see. Or am I tripping? How the fuck do I get up there? I think I'm still gonna try to lower shit. Well, hold on. Can I just hop up here? Oh shit. Thank goodness. We have found the solution.
Displacements 2. Once the initial terrain system was up and running, we expected level designers to use it for outdoor spaces. Instead, they began experimenting, adding detail in unexpected places. They used the subdivided quads on the top of walls to create ruined edges, rounded off street curbs, and even attempted to make pipes. This met with varying success since the terrain system was designed for landscapes, not architectural detail. So we returned to the code mines, transforming the height-based terrain system into a fully 3D displacement system. Now, instead of only moving grid points up and down, designers could move them in any direction. This allowed them to add extra detail to all kinds of surfaces using blended textures to smooth
Oh, I
transitions
missed a
between the
bubble.
displacement quads and the BSP geometry. However, this required additional tech work to ensure consistent lighting between the two renderers, or those edges would have been noticeably mismatched. But with all this done, the level designers seemed satisfied, and we naively thought that this time it really would be enough.
Let me check if the captions, how they look. Let's see. Subtitles.
Washing machine puzzle. We created the washing
See, they're
machine
kinda
physics
rough.
puzzle late in development, after playtesting indicated that players needed some downtime from the relentless pressure from the helicopter. Pacing contrasts like this can accentuate the high moments by resetting the player's emotional state and warding off exhaustion or even boredom. It was a positive sign that players reacted so strongly to all the work done to make the helicopter truly menacing, but if we didn't manage the stress of it, fatigue set in, which quickly started to feel like monotony rather than excitement. Originally, players quickly drove through this area, but because of the nice sunlight and composition of the canal here, we decided it was a good spot to pause the action and have the player spend some quiet time solving a puzzle. The puzzle itself, which was the first to use masses and pulleys, ended up giving rise to other physics navigation puzzles elsewhere in the game.
That's awesome. Oh yeah, I think I can just look at these. I don't even have to go up here and click E on them.
Displacements 3. With the general displacement system in hand, level designers didn't stop at adding detail to the world and returned to their original goals of building large-scale outdoor sections. This led to another round of updates to balance performance, ensuring the system could handle both fine detail and larger ground terrain. Texturing had to improve as well, especially to support complex structures like overhanging cliffs that weren't possible with the original height-based system. Designers, never one to rest on their laurels, also started using displacements to create caves and tunnels. While these additions looked great, they required even more technical adjustment. Eventually, we managed to wrangle the competing requirements of all the ways that displacements were being used, and they shipped in large sections of our game world. Looking back, displacements are a clear example of how technology and game design evolve together. It's a chicken and egg problem. We can't foresee all the ways a piece of tech will impact the game, but we also can't build the tech without knowing what it needs to accomplish. So, as is always the case, we have to build something. We start with a solid guess and see where it leads us.
I'll show you what you're up against.
He's got the combine mounted turret. That's sick. I love boarding mounts.
Come on, get in here.
Okay, I'm coming.
Gestures. Each of our characters had a library of simple animations called gestures, which we could easily layer on top of other body movements. While originally planned as a production savings to allow us to reuse animations throughout the game, we found they actually had more utility than that. Humans often repeat certain movements, and these can be markers of a specific personality. As a result, our gestures library ended up capturing the essence of each character, helping to unify our animation team's understanding of who those characters were. This made it much easier for our animators to share any one character's workload among themselves, which production often required.
I totally missed what you said, Rebel Man. I apologize. Ooh-wee. Get in the vehicle.
There we are. That gun came off one of the same 100 choppers that you're up against. I always like to bring a little irony to a firefight.
Wow.
Take
Thank
that
you
chopper
guys.
down, and you should be able to tear on through to Eli's place.
Sounds
The
good.
Freeman will accept this weapon or suffer greatly on the road ahead.
I will accept this weapon. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Farewell, Dr. Freeman.
Wow.
Give him hell, Doc.
Well, before we start, I'm gonna listen to this.
Airboat changeup.
We heard from the playtesters that they wanted more varied gameplay from the airboat. Up until this point of the game, the player had no real way to fight back against the helicopter and other enemies, so it felt right to introduce a new weapon and in turn deliver a pacing change and set the stage for what would come next. In the subsequent areas, we added target practice to acquaint people with their new weapon. Extra physics force on the airgun projectiles meant targets would get sent flying and make it feel way more powerful than anything in the player's loadout. Even then, when it came to playtesting combat against the helicopter, a lot of testers still thought it was invincible and hadn't noticed our efforts to illustrate that it was taking damage from the Combine-mounted guns earlier. To get over this, we did the most obvious thing. We put the helicopter directly outside the tunnel in which you get the gun and make it extremely clear that you can and should shoot it. And it worked.
All right, let's try. Oh, I gotta reload. Come on. That Half-Life 2 soundtrack was nuts. I knew I should have hit that jump. Oh shit. I have to kill this thing. Oh no. Yeah, get some. Alright, hold on. Let me check this other piece of lore. Forgot the word.
Skybox time of day. The skybox and fog color changes incrementally during this chapter. This is meant to visually represent the passage of time as the player journeys through the canals and the chapter. Two fog color values in opposite directions help sell the illusion of the oblique angle of the sun. You can see it getting closer to sunset by this point. This culminates in the helicopter combat arena with the sun setting and Ravenholm visible in the skybox.
Oh shit. Was that G-Man? Oh. That was G-Man. Oh shit. Pull out the crowbar. It's the most consistent weapon against the crab.
A Half-Life game is an ultimately linear experience, but we're always looking for ways to break up the player path and create nonlinearity at level scale. The slammed
Oh, I
cache,
fucked up.
replaced with a zombie and headcrab ambush, was entirely optional and built only to add some of that nonlinearity to this section of travel through the canals.
Oh, Oh well. I feel like I'm missing like a way to path up there, but maybe I'm tripping. Fuck it. Moving on, Gordon. Come on. Oh my god. Oh, I shouldn't have fucking done. Shouldn't have did that. Are these things just infinite? They really felt like it. Holy shit.
Donkey Kong Barrel Ramp. This particular area, the drainage ramp, originally started as just an interesting piece of level architecture. But during playtesting, we quickly saw how fun it was to slide the airboat up and around the slope, so we added more elements to enhance that experience. This included Metro Cops dropping barrels down toward the player, and a little nod to the classic arcade game, Donkey Kong.
That sounds like the Gmod tool gun. Thought I flipped this shit. I love Half-Life. This game's so much fun. I thought I was gonna get that jump.
Helicopter
That doesn't
Megabomb
look good.
Origin. The Megabomb helicopter attack was based on a bug where a programmer accidentally removed the bomb drop cooldown, resulting in the chopper dropping hundreds of bombs all at once. It looked so cool that we decided that we had to keep it for the final shipping bombing run attack.
later. It looks like I have to go up here. Do I have to use this as a jump? Or like what? Oh, this looks like the beginning of said path. Maybe? Yes, our next piece of lore. Let us listen.
Arena exit gate. The wheel mechanism to raise the exit gate was added specifically to force the player to defeat the helicopter before they can move forward. We often refer to elements like this as gating the player, using design elements to keep them from progressing until they've completed a necessary task. Here, it's quite
they
literally
like doing
a
that
gate.
they like doing that in Half-Life Alyx too. When you're trying to grab the shotgun, and you have a wheel or something.
Unit deserviced. Remaining units contained.
Damn, their AI is pretty good.
Unit down at restricted block.
Oh my. We hit the jackpot. The fuck is this shit? Probably have to blow it up. This looks like something you'd have to blow up. It's like all beepy and shit. It's just set design. Alright, so I'm pretty sure we got everything over here. Another piece of lore.
Helicopter Final Battle. We designed this area as the arena for the final showdown between the player and the Combine attack helicopter. It's the player's chance to finally eliminate the relentless enemy that's been hunting them since fleeing underground after leaving Kleiner's lab. This area went through many iterations to get right. It needed ample space for fast-paced vehicle combat, a smooth movement flow with clear path options, and reliable performance.
Oh, he's watching me.
We also aimed for visual clarity suited to combat,
I've seen
striking
him twice,
but not
bro.
overly noisy, while ensuring it would serve as a memorable vista once the helicopter is destroyed.
Bro, that motherfucker's watching me. Alrighty, let's get the fuck out of here. Oh, you know what? Probably shouldn't have did that. It's pretty far run. Alright. Made it back to the airboat. Yo, that was badass. I just did a backflip.
Airboat wreckage. Originally, we destroyed the airboat in the jump over the dam. So this level opened with the player amidst the wreckage of their beloved airboat. In a team-wide playtest, people felt disappointed to lose the vehicle they had spent so much time in. There was a lot of internal debate about whether that feeling of loss was a valuable experience or not. Ultimately, we decided to leave the airboat intact, to allow for the possibility of the player reuniting with it someday. Some say that airboat is still out there, waiting for you.
Oh, really? Maybe in the next Half-Life game? Maybe? Oh, this is creepy.
Alex and Mossman. In our early plans for Half-Life 2's narrative,
I like this guy's
we wanted
voice.
to take on the challenge of doing something less explicitly game-focused. Not just a story about the obviously good player defeating the obviously evil enemies. Instead, we aimed to focus on characters and their relationships. We thought it would be interesting to explore family as a central dynamic unit of Half-Life 2. The tension between Alex and Mossman emerged from that idea, and we liked it because it felt relatable, something players could understand and empathize with.
We've got something. Okay, it's human. Hello? Take it easy in there. You're safe now. You'll have to forgive the scanning process. We can't take any chances. Dr. Freeman? Gordon Freeman? Is that you? You've made it here this quickly. Well, Eli is going to be amazed, not to mention relieved. I'm Dr. Mossman, Dr. Judith Mossman. I've been hearing about you since long before the Black Mesa incident. Oh, Black Mesa. I do so envy you working with Eli and Dr. Kleiner when they are at the top of their field. Ah, there we go. You can come through now. I'll take you down to Eli right away. He would never forgive me if I kept you waiting.
For those who know,
we could certainly use the extra
For those
help
who don't
around
know,
here.
I'm not
We've
going to
covered
spoil
a lot
anything.
of ground in the last few months, but things would go so much faster if we had more people with your training. We're closing in on a reliable local teleport technology. Something the Combine still hasn't mastered. Eli thinks their portals are string-based, similar to our Calabi-Yau model, but they've failed to factor in the dark energy equations. They can tunnel through from their universe, but once they're here, they're dependent on local transportation. If they knew what we were doing with entanglement...
Entanglement.
Oh.
They love that word.
Listen to me, I sound like a postdoc. I'm just so excited to think that we'll finally have the chance to work together. Where was I? Oh, yes. Dr. Kleiner compressed the Zen relay far beyond anything he imagined at Black Mesa. We figured out how to use Zen as an unexpressed axis, effectively a dimensional slingshot.
Oh,
so
he's
we
cooking
can
a head
swing
crab.
around the border world and come back in local space without having to pass
Ooh,
through.
they eat head crabs here.
Oh, here's Eli now.
All right.
Hey,
good.
my boy.
Keep right up.
Good to see you.
Eli, look who I found in
Eli's lab.
Oh, fuck.
We built Eli's lab
Sorry.
after Dr. Kleiner's, which gave us a better understanding of how to set up and design effective choreo scenes.
Dab me up.
As a result, we were able to create a more complex scenario with more opportunities for it to respond to the player. Having multiple characters doing their own thing around the room made staging tricky, and it took a lot of iteration and playtesting to get it to run smoothly. Our experience showed that, generally, players wanted to play along with the scene. They just needed enough subtle clues to know where we wanted them. Similarly, if they got distracted, the scene had to gently pause and wait for them to return.
I can dig up. Dr. Freeman, it's been a real honor. I'm looking forward to working together.
Look at that fake smile.
Feel free to look around.
I will. We never get to see her. She must have died.
We're still not sure what that does. Alex.
I wish
brings
in
this
Half-Life Alex
strangest
they could have elaborated on Mom a little bit, but they didn't. I don't think so. Maybe they did, and I'm incorrect.
We want to put this dense chunk of visual story here because it's the place the game is most explicit at telling players to explore a space. Even though its primary job is world building, we still take strides to highlight the relationship between Eli and Breen, giving context to the world's central conflict.
So, my question is how, with all the world's governments, these scientists from Black Mesa negotiates with the Combine. Maybe it's because they have the technology.
Oh, Gordon.
I have
Vortigaunt
no
said
idea.
you were here.
But
Can't believe
I have
you
no
made it
idea
so
how
quickly on
Breen
foot.
becomes the
I believe
administrator
he broke
of
your record,
Earth.
honey.
Well, he earned it.
He's just
I guess you
he's
proved you
just
can
that
handle
guy,
yourself
you
out
know?
there.
There's nothing Gordon
He's a necessary
can't handle.
evil too because
The possible exception
he
of
is
you.
submitting to the
Dad,
Combine
please.
instead of letting us get destroyed. So like I think Breen is a complex character.
Hugs and pickups. Sometimes even little things can be a nightmare to get working. For example, getting a character to hug another character, or even more simply, just to pick up an object from a table, can cause a lot of issues. Even worse, in our dynamic environment, where the characters and objects aren't in preset positions, and the players running around getting in the way, these require a level of synchronization that can be quite tricky. They're made harder because humans handle them without thinking. As you're moving to the table to pick up a cup, you're doing all kinds of preparation with your body to get your feet and hands in the right position to allow to do it comfortably. Everything ready right when you get there. If you're moving in to hug somebody, you're both doing it at the same time, adjusting constantly based on each other's movement. To get these features to work in the game involved a lot of synchronization work, making characters aware of each other and the world, and at the same time, getting them to know more about their future plans. It's tempting to want to break up pick up a cup example into discrete steps. Walk to the table, face cup, pick up a cup, because it's much simpler that way, and it makes the steps nicely reusable. But that's how robots work, not humans. Our characters had to know they were moving to a table with the intention to pick up a cup, so they could work on multiple parts of it simultaneously, making sure their hand grabs the cup right when they get there. With two characters, it's even more of a negotiation. Both need to agree where and when it's going to happen, and everything needs to happen in place in a seamless fashion. While these moments of simple interaction with their characters in the world are often short, they were critical to making them seem like believable people.
Feel free to look around. Balancing the player's desire to explore with the narrative goals of the scene was always a challenge. We wanted the room to be full of interesting things to look at, but many players wouldn't explore until they were sure they wouldn't miss any of the character performances. That's why it was important for Eli to tell the player to look around midway through the scene.
I messed up.
It signaled that it was safe to explore. From there, we could trigger a variety of custom mini-scenes based on what caught the player's interest.
I think the Vortigaunt typing on the computer is fucking hilarious. What's he doing?
Go on, Gordon. Go with Alex.
Well, he doesn't want me here anymore. Is that the Zen crystal? The thing that ruined everything?
Go ahead, Gordon. We'll catch up with you later.
Sorry, man. It's just messing around.
So I see you've met Dr. Mossman. She's one of the main reasons I spend so much time outside. You should hear her drone on about how it should have been her in the Black Mesa test chamber that day. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be talking behind her back. It just gets a bit claustrophobic down here.
Mosp. Judith Mossman was originally based on a character we had planned for a section of Half-Life 1. That section was cut from the base game and reused in Uplink, but without the character. We consider her the most complex character in Half-Life 2. We knew we'd be walking a tightrope with how the player felt about her even before Nova Prospekt, because the player's trusted sources don't agree. Eli likes her, but Alex doesn't. We recognized there was a limit to how much complexity we could pull off in relationships, but we felt that a stepmother-daughter dynamic was something players would understand. Whether or not you agree with Mossman, she's doing something heroic. She risks being a double agent to get the information she needs to protect Eli and Alex. She just didn't plan for Gordon.
All the characters are pretty complex. I would say Gordon is the least complex. I mean, because he doesn't give a whole lot of exposition, but that's intentional by Valve, I guess, to put you in the shoes of Gordon. Oh,
this is a gravity gun my father was
gun.
talking about.
Yes. It's about time.
You can call it the zero-point energy field manipulator if you really want to. It's designed for handling hazardous materials, but we mainly use it for heavy lifting. Give it a try. The primary trigger emits a charge. You can punch stuff and send it flying.
I hope they have something equally as fun in Half-Life 3. But the gravity gun is just so iconic.
Character lighting. In the first year of development, we were struggling to get our characters to feel as realistic as we wanted them to. There were actually quite a number of different problems, all of which eventually required specific technological and artistic improvements to fix. The first major problem was lighting. At the time, lighting technology in games had many shortcuts, some due to performance, but many due to misunderstandings of how it all works. To make characters look good at the time, models and textures had to be created with much of their lighting solution baked into them, like shadows and glossiness. The characters looked cool, but they also looked like video game characters. We started building Alex with this approach, because that was how you were supposed to do it. We used the bake solutions and lit her like a movie actor, essentially as if she had a custom lighting rig that followed her around and ensured she always looked good. But it didn't really work. The range of lighting environments and the dynamic nature of video games meant that she'd look great in some environments, but always end up looking terribly unrealistic at some point. We tried iterating on our lighting rig, increasing its capabilities, but eventually it felt like we were at a dead end. Returning to the drawing board, we decided to try a different approach. We built her and the lighting and the textures from the ground up, throwing everything away, focusing on not on what we wanted her to look like in our ideal lighting, but on how things were supposed to work in the real world. It might seem obvious, but it wasn't how it was done, at least not in video games. When looked at outside the game's renderer, these models and textures actually looked worse than the previous versions, but we managed to methodically pull out all the shortcuts and misconceptions about how light and texture and graphics cards worked and put it all back together. After all that was done, when we were finally able to look at Alex in-game with her new models and textures in a dynamic environment that kept her visually consistent at all times, well, she looked great. Totally seamless and part of the Half-Life 2 world. Facial technology. We wanted players to care about our characters, and to even have a chance at achieving that. We knew we had to invest a lot of technology for our characters' faces. It's well understood that humans are wired to pay attention to faces, subconsciously reading all kinds of information from them, so it's an extremely high bar, and if we couldn't reach it, we'd probably push players away from our characters, not towards them as we hoped. We started out doing a lot of research. It was not heartening. The best examples we could find weren't anywhere near close to being able to be run in real time, while the best real-time ones weren't close to the quality we wanted. We wanted to look as good as an animated movie, but they often took hours to render frames and were totally linear, authored by up to 100 animators, whereas ours had to be dynamic. A character might be trying to speak dialogue or have a facial move derived from a player's actions and created by just a handful of artists. These requirements eventually led us to Dr. Paul Ekman's facial acting coding system, a system for taxonomizing human facial movements done back in the 1970s. It gave us a vocabulary for describing facial movements throughout our tools and code, and a target to aim for when designing our characters' faces. With it as a framework, we started a many-year process of iterating on how we built faces and heads of our characters. Where others had tried taking bits of Ekman's work, we wanted to try to use it all. That meant a lot of time spent figuring out how to do each piece within the tight performance constraints we had. But we also spent a lot of time just looking at people and faces, trying to find the extra features that would add the most value, like skin elasticity, teeth shadowing. In the end, while we weren't able to do everything we wanted, we did manage to get the pieces we thought were the most important to a convincing facial performance level on our characters.
I think for 2004, they look fantastic.
Eye shader. Another critical part of getting character faces to be convincing was in the eyes. Humans are great at reading eyes. There's a part of your brain dedicated to it, down to knowing where somebody is looking based on the reflections on the eyeballs. But there are all kinds of subtleties that matter. Eyes aren't actually spheres. Eyelids get distorted by the cornea moving around underneath. Eye movement can increase the odds of blinking. Eyes don't actually line up directly behind the pupil. They're shifted slightly. All these little details might feel small or unnoticeable, but the absence hurts the believability of the character. We worked on eyes for a long time, iterating our eyeball model and feature set little by little. Some things required external interfaces, like what things in the environment were interesting to look at, where others were automatic, at a subconscious level in the AI, like blinking, an obvious requirement, but one that's subtly confusing if it's wrong. Eye reflections had a particularly large impact. They're ultimately a tiny amount of real estate on the screen, but the difference they made was enormous. We knew we were finally done when we reached the point where, with our eye shader off, a character looked like a doll, human-like, but unconvincing in some way that was hard to describe. But when we turned it on, suddenly it felt like a human was looking at us.
Try grabbing those barrels from that ledge up there.
Moving the gravity gun. When the gravity gun was first prototyped, we planned to give it to the player midway through the game. But as playtesting progressed, we saw the strength of its design and realized the gravity gun and, more importantly, the ability to launch saw blades at zombie faces needed to come earlier. That meant Eli's lab also needed to move earlier too. It was a significant change, but it was crucial to Half-Life 2's success. It serves as a good reminder that storytelling and gameplay are intertwined, and neither can always take priority. They have to work together.
Now let me call Dog. He loves to play fetch. Dog! Come! Good doggy. Gordon, this is Dog. My dad built him to protect me when I was a kid. First model was about yay high. I've been adding to him ever since. Haven't I, boy? Okay, Dog, let's play catch with Gordon. You'll need to use the gravity gun. Go ahead, Dog. Throw!
Oh, I thought he was going to catch it.
Throw another, Dog. Awesome. Another one, Dog.
Well, I guess he's not going to catch it.
Dog, go get your ball.
Go get it.
Throw it, Dog. Good throw.
Can I throw it back? Can you catch it? Oh, yeah. Let's get it. Let's play some fetch. Alright, let's see if I can shoot the 3. Oh, shit. I thought I almost got it. Let's shoot the 3. Oh, fuck. I might just have to do half court because I suck at this game.
When I told you Dog liked to play fetch, I didn't tell you who'd be fetching, did I?
Wait, is this...
Nice shot!
Okay. I was just trying to see if it actually would count or make an indicator. So I did miss.
Okay, Gordon, let's try something else.
Damn it.
Throw something bigger.
I'm gonna try to get one basket at least.
No, Dog.
Good enough.
No point. Put that down. Scanners! Oh, Combine sweeping the area. You gotta head back to the back. Come on, Dad! Alex, do you read?
Alex! Honey.
What's going on in there?
Where are you, Alex?
We're in the scrapyard airlock, stuck in a full auto cycle.
Is Gordon still with you?
He's right here.
Good. I want you to...
Dad?
Take Gordon out of here. Head for the coast. Do not go through Rafe.
Dad? Dad! Damn it! Dog, open the airlock. Get us out of here. Hurry, now! Tear it apart if you
I think the beginning of next mission is a good point to
That's enough,
stop
Dog.
for this episode.
Come on, Gordon! Come on!
This has been...
Gordon, you need to get out of here. I can't leave my father. Dog, take Gordon to the Ravenholm tunnel, then circle around and try to meet up with me. Hurry!
I thought we don't go to Ravenholm. But I thought we don't go to Ravenholm. Oh, dude, they gave me a gravity gun. What the fuck am I doing? Alrighty. That'll be it for today. Ravenholm is my favorite level, so I'm super excited to stream next episode. Tune in next time. I will catch you guys later.